Hello and welcome guys to another video of Jobs Gurukul, where we teach you how to write good resumes and how to face interviews and multiple other stuffs with respect to your job. So coming to the video for today, it is how we face one of the most difficult questions in the interview. Tell me about yourself. So over the years, candidates I've seen have struggled to face these interviews. Why? Because they are unstructured in their answers. They don't think that how to structure the reply to this. And today, step by step, we are going to learn how to give a solid answer to the question, tell me about yourself. So while we will cover step by step what are the points, the first thing is to be at ease during the interview and to be comfortable, confident while facing any of the questions. So without wasting much time, let us come to the question directly and let us see how do we reply to this. So the question, tell me about yourself, is may seem difficult at the start, but it is the best question that you will get to answer. Why? Because it actually gives you the opportunity to direct the interview in the direction in which your strengths are. So अगर interviewer आपसे पूछता है tell me about yourself, it means that the field is open for you. You can cover and move the interview towards your strength points, towards your achievement. And you need not talk about your failures, whatever they are, but if you give this structure to your answer, then it will be very good. So it is the best question that you will get to answer. So how do you start to answer? So first thing is start with some personal details. Why do we start with personal details? Now, first of all, what are the personal details? Personal details will be your hometown. For example, when I faced an interview, I said that I am from Delhi, and which is my school, and like which is my how many people are there in the family, and that I have a kid, and so there are basically I was born and brought up from where. So what happens is these personal details actually ease up the tense environment of the interview, and it helps establish a personal connect with the interviewer. So always start with some personal details. Second thing, you can mention about the schools, colleges and the committees attended. So because the interviewer may know the name of the school, the name of the college or the committee, and in case they are reputed, then he will then form a positive image by through that name. And he may have known, the interviewer may also know somebody from the same school, so that will again help you establish a personal connect. So you see, interview is all about, don't think of it as a question and answer session, think of it as a dialogue or a conversation, but a professional conversation. Okay, it is not a chit chat between friends, it is a professional conversation directed at you, so that the interviewer can get to know more about you and more about your positives. Basically what the interviewer wants is, they are looking at reasons to hire you or reasons to not hire you. So the more reasons you will give them to hire you, basically will increase the chances of you qualifying for that interview. Now when you mention the school, you can also mention that you were maybe the topper in the school, or the topper in the college, or maybe what is your specialization in the college, anything special that you have done. For example, with the committees, if you're part of the tech committee, or you're part of the entrepreneurship cell, or you're part of the student body managing the hostel or something, then you need to mention that, because that will give a picture that you are a good manager or a good tech person, or someone who was known in the college. Okay, and you're a social person. Okay, because companies do not like people who are like sitting in the corner doing their work, not engaging with people. So the more and more committees that you are a part of, don't try to hide anything, mention that. Okay, that will come across as something positive. Companies are looking for more reasons of how like not just the job related skills, but also the social skills of the person should be good. And the more social a person is, the better the chances of clearing the interview. Okay, so the next point is that we should cover the work experience and the key roles held. So when you are talking about your work experience, you have to be crisp. You don't have to go into the details. So start from the first position that you have held. For example, when I was interviewing recently for a company, then I am having like 7 to 8 years of experience. Then in the corporate across different companies. Then I started with the first job and like how I was hired, what key projects I have done, how many years I spent in that company. The next position, what was the key roles which I played, what was the what were my some of my achievements with respect to the job, any awards which I received as a part of the job. And so basically your experience is the reason. Experience, getting work experience is how you gain skills. So you have to be cover this part more in while talking about while answering the question, tell me about yourself. So the experience, you can specifically how you can cover this, you can identify like before the interview some specific achievements in the work experience. For example, you must have worked in say 3 companies. Now in the 3 companies, in every company you must have done something good. So pick up 2 projects or 1 project from every companies or every experience that you are having and mention that. Okay, so you must have won some awards, okay, or you must have achieved some good targets, you must have brought in some savings for the company, you must have handled some team, so you mention that. Okay, but in a crisp manner, you don't need to go into a lot of details here. And also any responsibilities that you have or teams that you have must have handled, you need to for example, if you are interviewing for a leadership position, then you need to mention that you've handled a team of 5 people, 10 people, and basically you were handling the territory in sales interviews. For example, if you are an engineer, then you must mention about the plant, the capacity that you have, what was the plant capacity, like how many workers were there, similar to that. Okay, so next we come to mentioning the certifications, awards and achievements. So this after you have mentioned the work experience, you should always talk about any awards or achievements, because these highlight the peaks in your career. So an interviewer, basically when they interview you, okay, they are looking for certain markers. What are the markers? Markers are basically points in your CV or in your profile which are the peaks. For example, if somebody has written some research paper in a field and the company is interviewing in that field, then definitely that is a peak. If somebody is hiring for say a social media manager job and the person is basically one of LinkedIn top 100 voices maybe, okay, or the person is managing a Facebook channel, for example, having 1 million followers or 1 lakh followers, then that will come across as a positive. And also some certifications. For example, you are going to interviewing for a tech job, any certifications, Google Analytics certification, Microsoft certification, whatever certifications you are having, any Udemy certifications, whatever certifications you are having, you should mention them, at least the important ones. And also any achievement which you think are meaningful. So it is not that you need to mention each and everything. So the entire duration of this answer should be not more than 2 minutes. So because in that 2 minutes you will cover the most important parts of about your profile, and then from this answer that you have given, the interviewers may pick up some 2-3 points which they find interesting, and then the interview will move towards those strength areas, those 2-3 points which they have identified from your answer. Okay, clear? Now one of the most important things is that when person who is interviewing, they mention about their achievements and they keep on and on and on bragging about that. So do not brag in the interview. The interviewer has interviewed dozens of candidates like you, and nobody likes a person who brags. And you must be crisp in the answer, you must structure it properly. You can spend some time, maybe you can be slow in answering, but whatever you are saying, you need to be crisp, clear and confident about that. Okay, so I hope that I have tried to give a good idea about this, and for any other queries, the email ID is given here. You can always reach out. Thank you so much. So guys, I hope the video was informative, and for more useful and informative videos, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. And if you want your CV to be reviewed personally, then please send it across at the email ID given on the left, and we'll be happy to review it and point out how it can be improved.